Hey, Gearbox here. So today I want to go through thresholds and what they mean in Madden 20. They've changed a little bit from 19, and MUT Leaks put out a lot of information on this, so I kind of want to break down his information, kind of interpret what he's saying, and kind of lay it all out there. Now, for those who don't know what thresholds are, they're basically once you hit a certain stat, something better happens. Like, there's some stats like speed that every single one of those makes you just slightly faster. Obviously, if we had a lot of animations, we'd want thresholds to be there would be no thresholds, right? Everything would get slightly better the higher stat is. Unfortunately, that's not the way the game is coded, so there are certain breakpoints that we got to kind of like focus on, and we need those stats to get their minimum. There's like throw accuracy stats, like when you got a clean pocket, if you hit a certain throw accuracy stat, you will have perfect accuracy with that pass. Now, there's a little controversy around that. I'll talk about that when we get to throw accuracy, of course. There are also things like route running. So they're different, like they're that threshold, and then route running is like an animation-based threshold. So like you'll get better kind of like footwork. You'll get sharper breaks on the animation when you hit the specific threshold. So for those who've been around video games for a long time, you should know what thresholds are. But maybe for the people that are maybe younger, don't really know or have a background in kind of like breaking it down, that's a good explanation. So there are, he also did a lot of these formulas that help us determine the game and how it plays out. So I want to go through those too. It's not all threshold based, but kind of is. So this one, the base run block and gauge formula is unchanged from last year. You will receive a percentage weight portion calculated based off the weight carry floor. All right, so this is here. What he's talking about is when an offensive lineman meets a defensive lineman, they create babies. They also create impact, right? So when they get off the line of scrimmage, they hit each other. This is exactly what he's talking about. When they engage, 17% of its weight, 22% of strength base, and the other one of its rating or block shit. So what is happening? Basically, all you want to focus on here is block shit. Because after they engage, say Damon Harrison hits a center, that's what that happens. So who pushes who? All right, and then once, in order to get off that block, you got to get the block shit. So when they hit engage, this formula takes into effect, and all these factors take into effect. But after that, it's all block shed based. Anybody who's played Madden for a long time knows Madden is block shed based because you don't often like get the insta wins. They just don't have the pushback in Madden. We had Clint on the podcast a year or so, about over a year now, and he said there is no pushback because it screws with animations in the backfield. So there is no pushback for defensive linemen and offensive linemen. So the block shed is the most important thing in and for the defensive lineman in order to get off blocks for run blocks. We'll talk about pass rushing in a little bit. Weight-based percentage. So you get a little bit better on that percentage bonus on that little rate here, that 17%. The higher you are with the maximum at like just over 340 right there. So that's how I weight percentage based on run block formula by weight. So there you go. That's the run block engage formula. So spin and juke fake out curves by rating difference. And let me know if you guys interpret any of these different, please. I want to hear in the comments. It's a healthy discussion. Helps us all out. Spin and juke out fake colors by rating difference. Max difference in calculations are plus or minus 25, giving an almost guaranteed win or loss on a fake. So here we go. If your rating is the same, the chance that you're going to spin and juke them out is about 50%. Now, of course, this all matters, like where you are in the field, how close you are, the distance between the players. Spin is not the move this year. It's not that fast, but you can still juke out or spin out CPU players. The reason the juke is the most important thing is because it moves so far, and you can also juke out users. A lot of people click on. If you don't click on, you're signing your own death warrant. People can easily click fake out CPU players. So always click on, at least when you're near a player, and get used to it, okay? So this rating's different, okay? Rating's difference. So if you have 25 juke higher than they have pursuit, you're just basically going to guarantee juke them out. So the higher juke, so there is a threshold of juke, which we will get to in a little bit. Once you hit that threshold, you're going to get the best juke animations. The furthest ones, the best ones. But above that threshold, you will have a better chance at faking them out. So you don't want to just get to the threshold. You want to go above it in order to get a higher percentage actually fooling the computer and whatnot. But if you time it correctly, you can fool most computers. Users oftentimes don't get juked out, so just take that into account. Chance for enhanced awareness, targeting, and blocking by rating. Affects both O-line and backfield. So we all know how problematic the O-line targeting is in this game. And this is interesting because not a lot of players really have that 84 awareness right now on the offensive line to go to the enhanced targeting. So basically what it's saying is, say a player in MUT sends a blitz at you, and you don't have any ID the mic on, no slide, no nothing. How often are they going to pick up that blitz even though you did nothing to your O-line? they'll recognize the blitz all the way up to 100% when they have, I guess that's, what is that, 98, 99 awareness. So they'll recognize the blitz coming in without you having to do anything. So it's this way. You see this in like practice mode a lot, in the randomness that sometimes they pick that, sometimes they get an enhanced blitz protection. And so the higher chance of picking up the blitz, the higher your awareness. But if you ID and slide correctly, you don't really need any of this. So just know that. So sometimes that's why some blitzes come through, some blitzes don't. Random factors factor into it based off the awareness rating. And one tip, your center awareness replaces the lowest awareness player on your offensive line. So make sure your center has good awareness. But again, IDing and sliding is a good way of not needing having to use that enhanced targeting. But it is a crutch later in the year that a lot of blitz pickup will rely on. Hit stick weight modifier. Max difference considering calculations is plus or minus 40 pounds. So when you go up for a hit stick, the heavier you are, the better you are. This is great for like the Ray Lewis types of the world. His ability to kind of like throw his weight around, the heavier linebackers, those are the guys that are going to kind of really impact somebody and knock the ball loose. A lot of people say maybe fumbling's too heavy. I haven't really noticed a lot of issue with fumbling yet, but if you run with lighter guys, you will have the ball pop out of your lighter guys' hand more often. Not only just because your carrying is lower, but because your weight difference is lower than the guy that's hitting you. So Derwin James is a great hitter, but maybe he's going against like Jerome Bettis. Maybe not as good a hitter for causing the hit stick modifier. Or does that say max difference calculation? So to land your hit stick and keep it and run it through. So I don't. It doesn't say whether this involves fumbling or not. Just whether your hit stick lands. Okay. So better chance at getting it to land there and actually get you a good animation to knock the ball carrier back. So heavier guys, better for hit sticks. It makes a lot of sense IRL and in-game. So block and release, delayed timer by rating. So this year they added something where if you're tight end, you can put them into a blue route, which is one of the modifications. Like say you bring up the tight ends hot route, and then you can use the right stick to give them different blue routes, which is basically check and release. So they block for a little bit, and then you can release them. So the higher the awareness, the better chance, the quicker that they'll respond to your release to get out of there. So like say you block your tight end and you hit their A button to let them go. If they got low, what is this, awareness rating? It doesn't say what rating. Is it overall rating? Maybe this is useless because it doesn't say what rating. By rating. Does he have a follow-up? What rating is this? No, it doesn't say that. Jesus. All right, well, I wish you would have said awareness or if it's overall. So sorry. I thought it was awareness at first, but he didn't actually specify. So block and release, I haven't used those a ton yet, but I know some people like them. They are really nice to help pick up blitzes and then leak somebody out. So the higher overall or higher awareness, one of those two probably, the better you'll get released. Players with and without strip ball trait use a different curve in calculation. Strip ball equals yes, gives significantly higher boosts or bonus value to significantly lower rating. So strip ball, this is based off tackling. This is something I'll have to find. I'll show you later. But the strip ball, the higher tackling number you have, not hit power, the higher tackling you have, the better chance you have at ripping the ball out. So using high tacklers and then using the RB button to strip the ball out really helps. So strip ball missing. So this is no. So say your rating at tackling is 70. The chance of getting it is like 80, or 0.8 is the modifier. Shoot, 0.8 is the modifier, so 80% chance is what this graph's showing me. Then has strips ball trait. So say you got 0.7 again. 7 at 8. I read it backwards. I'm an idiot. So so you have it. So you're at 0.7. You'll have a 80% chance at stripping the ball. So say your tackling rating is 70, your value is 0.8. Your tackling rating is 70, your value chance of stripping it is 0.6. So strips ball, yes, does make a difference according to this graph and what they found. So noted, strip ball, yes, is something you want if you're going for a lot of strips. Makes sense, right? It's great to see the trait actually works. 99 throw under pressure no longer gives 0 penalty. Pressure values start at 1.0 and go down to 0.25 at 99 throw under pressure. So unfortunately, there's no longer a perfect passer with throw under pressure. Strange, right? So there you go. When you're under pressure, basically throw under pressure is when a defender is bearing down on the quarterback and he's like, oh my God, I'm getting pressure. This is basically the THU throw under pressure rating. The higher the less chance that you'll get it you'll resist it according to the feedback. But it only goes down to 0.25 chance there, so the dice will roll whether you resist it or not. Then of course I think traits play into that, that ideal versus balanced versus paranoid kind of trait for quarterbacks, which we don't have any info on yet on how that trait actually affects the game. So here's a little bit more deeper information on specific thresholds, okay? So let's roll through it one by one. Bear with me as we get through. Elite DB press minimum. So to get an elite press animation, elite DB, like basically to kind of jam the receiver and really hold him well, an elite thing, you need 90 press. So 90 press is the one you want to go for that threshold. The cut reaction, elite corner rating for man coverage. You also want your man coverage at 90. Your lockdown max defensive field distance. Press lockup. So your press will only last for like 10 yards, which is kind of a long time. For an elite press, 10 yards is really holding that receiver quite a bit before they get kind of like that fruit and they start running very well, which is interesting because in the NFL, the rule is 5 yards. So you'll still get that lock at 10 yards. We'll have to see on the field what that means. Break on throw minimum zone rating. So that means people under 40 zone will not break on throws. They'll basically react when it's getting caught. Elite wide receiver beat press minimum. The strange thing about this is that Deuce Close tested it and he saw it at 86. So having it at 90 in the files is strange. There might be some modifier somewhere, but basically he found in practice mode 86. Maybe he was on all Madden or something where I know they lower the thresholds for that game mode versus like all pro. Minimum distance to receiver for defender to be able to jump catch default. So this means you won't be able to get those crazy jump picks unless you're within 3.5 meters of the receiver and also 3.5 meters of the landing spot for the defender. Now, where the abilities might take this off, we know they have that user pick ability, and let me tell you, Blunt's gotten some crazy shit with that user jump ability. So the user jump, I think, ignores this or widens this range, but for everybody else, you have to be within 3.5 yards of the receiver and the ball spot location, according to this file. Minimum distance to ball landing spot for them to be able to jump pick for line. Okay. Linebacker or defensive line is only 3/4 of a yard. Sorry, so that's safeties, 3.5 yards. Minimum distance to ball landing spot for defender to be able to jump catch. Crazy, 3.5 yards. But D-line and linebacker is only 0.75. So you really have to be on their ass in order to get that pick. Neat. That's what everybody's saying. It's much harder to use it this year. You no longer get those cheap jump picks. Minimum distance defender to be able to jump catch for linebacker or D-line. Jump catch for linebacker. For two receiver. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is two receiver. Two receiver and ball landing spot. So it's a little different, a little shorter than for CBs or DBs basically, CBs and safeties. Receiver skill level release minimum is good, is 75. Same thing right there. Run routes minimum is good. So the route running threshold and the release threshold are 70 and 5 and 90. That's almost exactly the same as last year. Now, I didn't really test the release, but definitely the route running was 75 and 90 last year. Press wants to immediately receiver speed. I think we found that last year at MUT Leaks, so I don't know if that's been tested in game, but that's kind of what the entire community went on. I think I saw a post on the subreddit that said they tested it and they saw it at 90 last year too for medium route running for the best routes. So last year, based off random person on the internet and MUT Leaks, 90 is the route running threshold again this year. Press wants to be immediately receiver speed. Press wants to beat. So speed has something to do with like beating press too, which is so strange. So faster guys are better at press. Wants to beat immediately. I don't know why speed would factor in there. Faster guys are worse at getting pressed. Strange. But anyways, just more and more incentive to go for fast guys. Press wants to beat immediately defender press minimum. So you press minimum for your defender. The 83 is kind of like where you get that elite press animation. So definitely look for defenders at 83 plus for press. We have a few of them in MUT right now, but definitely look for that so you can run a lot more man coverage or man press schemes. Press wants to be immediately serious. Receiver beat press maximum. Wants to beat immediately. 76. I don't know what maximum means. Wants to beat immediately. So you get beat immediately. Huh. I honestly can't interpret that one. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Wants to beat immediately receiver. I can see defender. So maybe all three of these are kind of confusing to me right now. Somebody could explain that. Let me know. That one I just don't get. Wants to beat immediately. I don't get what that reference to. What the developers could be intending for that. Press stack receiver run route minimum. So yeah, that's the press stack run route minimum. Stack receiver acceleration minimum. Stack. I don't know what the stack means. I know stack is a formation, but press stack. Defender press maximum. Yeah, I don't get the press stack. Those two. I'm having trouble with that press, with those press mechanics. I wonder if that's certain releases between like being an outside release, inside release, but I'm guessing I'm wrong there. I'm not even going to speculate that because I don't know. Minimum hit power to hit stick is 75. So you need 75 hit power to hit stick, which is strange because I've seen some low guys hit stick, but maybe I'm thinking wrong. Cool. Minimum hit power to hit stick is 75. Hit stick minimum rates for offense to break is 65. Hit stick minimum ratings for offense to break. So they can break a hit stick at 65. What rating would it be though? Would that be break tackle? Covers ball, medium big hitter rating 80. Covers ball, big hitter rating 90. So that way, basically they're covering the ball if they go against a big hitter with 90 or above hit power, or medium hitter with 80 or above hit power. So I wonder if the key is between 75 and 80. So that way they're not covering the ball if they're brace versus medium hitters. But we got a lot of brace versus every hitter. So, yeah, maybe that's why, because I haven't seen a lot of fumbles myself, but a lot of people complain about it. So maybe there is a little like a dead zone. Like that's me completely speculating, and I'm probably wrong. So don't take that for a fact. QB sack trivial no break, QB sack trivial no break defense always tackle rating threshold. So if a player is hitting a quarterback with 99 tackle rating, the quarterback will not break it. Always tackle. Yeah. So that's defenders. I mean, yeah, that's going to be a very hard threshold to hit. You're really not going to hit that for a while. So I wouldn't worry about that. Fumble threshold minimum rating. So tackle versus carrying 20. Minimum rating delta. Delta means difference. So if you're tackling is 20 higher. Tackle rating 50, 90. Huh. So that means you have a much more effective chance of getting that strip. Break tackle chance, max user chance, 0.5. I'm not even going to guess at that one. Break tackle chance of the user, I'm not even chance, 0.5. 50% chance. So a user has twice the amount of chance, or half the amount. Break tackle chance, max user chance. No, I'm not going to guess at that one. That one I can't interpret. Can block minimum elite rating. So the elite rating for blocking is 90, and your tier weight is 300, tier 4 weight. So that's like your elite blocking. You want to be 300 pounds, and you want to have 90 blocking. Block win chance standard minimum skill to win 80. Blocking win chance standard maximum skill to be wind 85. To be super win. Super win? Sorry, I didn't read super. To win super win. Blocking standard minimum. Maximum skill to be super wind. So if you're above 85 on a rating, you cannot be super wind. Super winds are like auto beats, right? That's like when Aaron Donald sheds a guy in real life instantly. That's a super win. So if you're above 85, you can't be super wind. Huh. And then you have to be above 80 to super win over somebody else. Interesting. So like really they'll be running out like basically what you want. If we're talking salary cap here, super wins will happen on guys. They said 20. Did I see 20 above it? The super win delta. Where did I see the super win delta? There was a strip delta, right? Delta rating was 20. Do you think super wins are 20 also, aren't they? I think super wins are just 20 different. Yeah. No, that's a fall forward. Yeah, I think super wins are 20 difference. I think Clint said that in the past. So in salary cap, if you have 80, like player with 80, I don't know, block shed, and somebody has less than 60 on their run block, you'll get a super win. Otherwise, you really want to be within 20 of your opponent on your blocking to not get super wind. All right. Run block minimum blocker rating chance to negate outside contained bonus. Outside contained bonus. I'm guessing it has to do something with contains in the pass rush. But it doesn't say anything about passing. It says run block, right? Run block minimum blocker rating to negate outside contain bonus. 89. So outside contain bonus feels like it's a force defender thing. So outside contain bonus, there must be a bonus to this game where the force defender will win if they have minimum block rating to negate outside contain. There must be a bonus to getting that out there. I don't know. And then if you're over at 89, there's you negate that contain bonus, so you can hook them a lot better. But the thing is, like, tight ends are hooking my defensive linemen anyways as it is. So real sad boy hours on that. Blocking win chance, elite player minimum rating. So you want a player with at least 88 blocking win chance for an elite rating, not 90. Minimum elite rating. So it's weird that it's 90 with 300 pounds, and then here blocking win chance elite player rating is 89. So there's kind of like a mixed signal between 88 and 90. It's 90 for the safe number. Minimum elite rating. Fall forward minimum rate. So you want your running backs to be at least 190 90 pounds to fall forward. Of course, the heavier you are, the nicer it is to fall forward. We learned that last year. Power break tackle minimum weight difference 20. So you can break through tackles if you're 20 pounds heavier than the guy that you're running through. So thick boys unite. Jerome Bettis, LeGarrette Blount, welcome. You're going to be running through safeties and DBs all over again. Even some linebackers might only be like 230 pounds, right? But yeah, linebackers that are 240, 250 are going to be much better at tackling than those skinny boys out there. Auto broken ball carrier ability threshold 90. Auto broke. So you want your 90 break tackle? Your auto broken ball carrier ability. I think that's break tackle. So 90 break tackle. All right, one more. Sorry for taking so long on this. The accurate short pass rating 80, 85, 90. We were talking about pass accuracies. Now this doesn't include high point pass, low point pass, or on the run, or under pressure, that kind of stuff. But what it is saying is that if you have an 80 overall short pass rating or higher, you won't miss passes. The crazy thing is, like, so Baker Mayfield has like 78 medium pass, and I think Mahomes has 83, and Mahomes is so much better passing the ball than Baker. It's crazy. So accuracy medium pass at 85. Get above that rating and your threshold is met. Of course, above that, there are always modifiers, so you want higher accuracy to deal with the modifiers better. Because here's a play action rating minimum, so you want 90 play action to make people faked out. Fake pump, fake timing minimum, 0.3. I think that's 0.3 of a second when you pump. So the pump might actually work this year. Between 0.3 and 0.5 seconds. I wonder if the pump fake probably relies. Maybe that's what they're saying about the play action. Maybe the pump fake relies on the play action rating. So the higher the play action rating, the better chance you have to fake somebody out with a fake pump. The problem with fake pumps is that it's so random. I've never been able to like reliably do something in practice mode. It only happened like 1 out of 10 or 20 times, even with the best rated guys in the game, even just standard DBs. So pump fake is like, it's okay, but it's too random to really rely on. But if somebody could, if we figure out a reliable way to pump fake dudes out, that is degenerative. Max short pass distance for accuracy. This is what I'm kind of confused with. So let me skip down. The throw animations, this is what they said. They came out and said this, 20, 50, 60. So short throw animations will happen. They said under 50, so I don't know what this 20 is. But maybe there's an even quicker one under 20. So maybe there's a quick one under 20, then 20 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 over are our animations this year. That'd be worth testing. The accuracy is kind of strange, right? Because we have short, medium, and deep. We have 3 of them. But to me, it looks like there's 4 categories. 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 plus. So this is the max long distance pass accuracy. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Why is there 4? Shouldn't short be 0 to 20, then be 20 to 40, then 40 above for long distance accuracy? But there's a 30 in here for medium pass distance accuracy. So 0 to 20 is short, 20 to 30 is medium, 30 to 40 is long pass distance accuracy. What's over 40? What's the accuracy number over 40? I don't know. I can't answer that based off these numbers. I don't know what goes over 40. What rating is based for long passes over 40? Precision high, short, medium accuracy. All right, so they nerfed the shit out of high points on short accuracy. So like, you know how like we always just go to the goal line last year and then throw a high point? Basically, you lose half of your accuracy. Your accuracy penalty is 0.5. Whereas like if you throw a high point medium down the field or deep down the field, you lose, you know, you're at 90% and 85%. So yeah, they really nerfed the hell out of high point short, and I definitely have noticed that on the field. Low point, you can throw low points very accurately still, although I have seen a lot of missed low points. So 95% accuracy is still there. That's strange. It feels closer, it feels lower, but then again, we have guys that are right around those lower end of the threshold, so losing just a little bit really does kind of hurt you. But man, 95 feels a little bit, I don't know if I believe that. It feels worse than that. And then low and medium, but maybe, oh, no. You know what's happening is probably, I think low points, they're probably throwing medium accuracy. Long distance, yeah. Maybe they're throwing medium passes. So it's 0.9 instead of 0.95. That makes more sense. So my like 80 would go down to 72 accuracy, and that's where we're missing it. Okay. Then ball carrier move tier. So these are the animation tiers, basically the better animations you get for going up to tier. There are tier A, B, C, D. I think that's it, right? 4 of them. So tier A spin is above 88 again this year. Tier A stiff are above 90. What's insane is that I don't have a stiff arm guy over 90 yet. I'm only in like the mid 80s, and there's still stiff arms are tough. Stiff arms are really good. Trucking tiers over 90, so you want a big guy that can really truck. I wonder what Jim Brown will be like when he comes out with it, what he'll be on trucking, because he's 230. That's a pretty big size guy. Dive tiers, so you get better animations on dive over 90. That's kind of cool. Hurdles over 90 and jukes over 90 also. So everything's tier A is over 90 with the exception of spin, which is 88 again. Seems strange why they wouldn't make that consistent, but it is what it is. And then zone break tiers. So the best zone break tier for deep and hook is 90. Everything else is above 80. So 80s will react similar to 99. I showed that in my video. 80s in my video reacted a little worse than 99. But MUT Leaks came out with something last year that basically they didn't change zones from last year about the reaction time. So you can look at their content from last year for zones and how they break. But generally, deep, I guess make sure you're free safety. That Earl Thomas that gets 90 and the ability, that zoned chemmed ability. I'll do a video on abilities and stuff. I think I already did one actually. Maybe I'll do one on like my favorite ones so far. So over 90 for like only hooks and deeps. Otherwise 80 is fine, which is sad that there's nothing better than 80 for those curls and flats. But that's it for the video. Let me know if this helped at all or if you still have a lot of questions left. It seems like some of it is still up in the air. There's still a lot to go on in Madden, as there is a lot going on under the hood in Madden. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.